Lessons from parents. Mom and Dad, when I was little, you were both loving giants who could do no wrong. As I entered my teens, you became authoritarian ogres who squashed all my fun. In my 20s, your support and guidance helped me to learn and grow as an individual. During my 30s, you taught me how flexibility and patience are just as important as drive and integrity. My 40s ushered in new opportunities, and your encouragement and support helped me step out of my comfort zone, which was at once scary and exhilarating. As I approach my 50s, I have realized that as I got older, you both became wiser. I have embraced your credo, namely, that we as individuals, siblings, parents, and children must take responsibility for our actions and accept people for who they are, and that by being true to yourself and having trust in your family, it is possible to survive all of life's challenges. Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. I could have not chosen better parents. I do believe that as firstborn, I did have a choice in parent selection, right? Love, Kim. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Mom and Dad. In reflecting on what makes you such a great couple, other than 4 great kids, of course, I have summarized with 3 quotes what resonated with me when thinking about the two of you and the secrets of your successful marriage. A great marriage is not when the perfect couple comes together. It is when an imperfect couple learns to enjoy their differences. Dave Murr. In doing this, you have also taught your children to appreciate differences in other people and even cultures. This might help explain why your 4 children have called so many places around the world home, including 7 Canadian cities, 3 cities in the US, 2 cities in the Caribbean, 3 cities in Europe, 2 cities in Asia, and even a city in the Middle East, right? Love is the thing that enables a woman to sing while she mops up the floor after her husband has walked across it in his barn boots. Hoosier Farmer. Or, in Mom's case, his deck shoes. Mom and Dad's boating adventures began when they were dating on the Christy J. Then the need to expand took them to a houseboat large enough for themselves and their 3 little girls. Later in life, when the time for adventure presented itself, the Regal and then the Meander 4 were enjoyed by the entire family. The lesson here for us children is patience is a virtue, as you won't be washing the footprints off forever. Now Mom is pleased to share her boating adventures with Dad on large yachts, where there is someone else to wash the floors during their cruises around the world. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something we don't have, but rather of recognizing and appreciating what we do have. Frederick Koning. Mom and Dad have lived this mantra and passed it off to their children. And when we sometimes forget what we do have, they are there to remind us in both their words as well as their actions. Luckily, the Stevens children and their families have settled within a 30-mile radius of our parents. So Mom and Dad are able to remind us of this frequently. Wishing you many more years of happiness and adventures together. Love, Diane. As the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young song says, you who are on the road must have a code that you can live by. Teach your children well. With that in mind, it's our time for reflection. What did our parents truly teach us overtly or through observation? For me, my top 3 reflections are: 1. Be your mate's best friend and present a united front to the kids. Mom was right when she said, one day your children will leave and you'll appreciate having a strong spousal relationship to embrace and enjoy. 2. A marriage is a union based on compromise. That's a fact, and you best learn how to do that effectively and know when to hold 'em and when to fold 'em. You may be tempted to dish out the dirt, incorporate past conflicts, etc., but it's best to listen, speak from the heart, and aim for a win-win resolution. 3. I observed that bickering is an honest and lasting form of love. Yes, happy parents bicker, and it's funny, entertaining, and annoying. And while it's often about trivial issues, it represents communication at its basic. It reflects two-way dialogue and voicing opinions and positions, and beneath it all, it's a love tap of endearment. Yes, endearment. Since it's the healthy alternative to silence, withdrawal, and repressed anger. So teach your children well. Just look at them and sigh and know they love you. Love, Carla. We come to love not by finding a perfect person, but by learning to see an imperfect person perfectly. Sam Keen. Things I learned from my parents about marriage and life. Key things that made their marriage work. Always worked hard at it and recognized that the more they put into it, the more they would get out of it. Always tried to present a united front when raising their children. They may not have always agreed, but tried to respect each other's opinions. Didn't aim for perfection as it doesn't exist. And that's a good thing, because if you were perfect, your mate's flaws would then be too obvious and too annoying. Not giving up after the birth of 3 daughters in search of that perfect boy. How they kept and still keep the lines of communication open within the family. They both have a keen sense of humor and know when to use it. Mom never hesitates to say what she thinks, and this seems to work well for them since Dad doesn't always hear what she says. Dad speaks less, but he has a knack for stating exactly what needs to be said. Forgiveness is key, as everyone says things they don't really mean in the heat of a debate. I learned that family time needs to be a priority. They made an effort to get to know their friends' kids, and also for their kids to get to know their friends. Family activities were and are important, and we're lucky that they offered such fun and diverse ones that included skiing in Collingwood, boating in Georgian Bay, watching Disney together on Sundays in Etobicoke, hanging out on the dock in Kenora, and so much more. And finally, I learned that you must try to do anything right the first time, as best you can, but if that fails, change focus and rebuild the boathouse again. Love, Drew.